Hi there, Sarah here from Standing Up to Scoliosis and Scolio Temple. Today I feel sort of inspired to talk about causes, so things that are going to cause your scoliosis that are, not connected to traditional physical therapy. So while the Scrofe and the PRI and all your exercise programs are very, very helpful in in halting curve progression and getting control of your health and strength and reducing curves somewhat, at a deeper, I just want to talk about what's going on at a deeper level more, where a lot of the studies, some programs do incorporate things that will help with these. They have supplements and they have maybe even some meditation, but they don't really address deep down what's going on, with your energy field and your flow of fluid and organs, and everything that's in the unconscious mind. So obviously we can only deal with the conscious mind when we're doing exercises, and they are improving the exercise programs, and they're becoming more and more based on all the science and the research and the meridian lines, anatomy trains, and even embryological development in the womb, like PRIs, focusing on getting you in that fetal position and helping you fix the hips and the shoulders to expand the breath, because the lungs are growing at the same time as the limbs are lengthening and growing, and they're growing from the bottom up. So there are great exercise programs, but this just want to talk about the quantum energy field, and the primal streak and midline, and the organ, like the unconscious sort of smooth tissue and flow in the organs. So like if you've got a curve in your lower body, your spinal cord ends there, and you're having unconscious like a ripple, like a pull. It's your organs, it's your bowels that are pulling your spinal cords, your bones out of alignment. It's not your conscious, it's nothing in your muscles that you can control consciously, particularly, with lower curves. So a lot of people often, they get more results with higher curves with exercises because, the nervous system's here. We have a lot of neural reflexes and tension that can be released with massage, and you can definitely people are getting more results with the curves in the thoracic spine with exercise than the lumbar spine, which doesn't surprise me at all. I just want to go through a brief bit of embryology. Is quite a hot topic of research, and there's quite a lot of therapists and teachers discussing Jaap van der Waal's research, and there's a lot of courses and workshops you can pay for and go on. And I'm no expert. I've literally only done a few workshops and the bare basics, but I find it highly relevant to scoliosis. And I'm going to just show you a few slides from a workshop I went to recently. And let's just show how our midline develops from the womb, and the midline is completely in between the nervous system and the gut tube. So it's like the growth of the bones and the muscles are the force that layers between the yin and the yang, the gut tube and the nervous system. And we see here, we have this primal streak, which is our mouth to our anus. And it basically, the writing's back to front. But yeah, basically, we have this, it looks a bit like the chalice well. We have this seed of life as well. So the bit in the middle is the primal streak, the mouth to anus. So this is like right early on in the womb before we fold over into the fetus. We're just a clump of cells. And then we have an energy field, a quantum field that comes through. And when we unfold into these three tubes, the primal streak in the middle, and the nervous system, and the gut tube. And so we can see right from the start that that our midline goes on to develop into basically our spine. So here we have the midline at the top where it's more, you know, energetic right early on, and then once it folds over into the fetus, we're seeing the development of the bones and the muscles and the spinal cord, and the spine. Sorry, and you can even see in this photo there's this black shadow on one side, and the spine is already out of alignment. It's already developing a small scoliosis. So we can see how the fluid and the energy field is creating a curve in the spine. And then so it's fascinating, the whole, I mean, it's long, complicated, but the development. So we're seeing like the heart is starting up the top with the brain, and it is, the nervous system is developing from the top down. So it kind of follows the quantum field of energy field is developing from the top down. But then once it goes top down, the whole body, the whole fetus folds over, and we're having a gut tube grow out of the middle. It looks like a mushroom at this point, which I find funny. So it's top down development, gut tube comes out, and we eventually become the fetus. And at this point where, you know, the midline, we're just folded over, and everything is just developing from the midline out, and the organs, the guts, you know, is growing, the heart is pulsing, and we're starting to be fed, you know, we're starting to have the cord come in at the belly button, and that's when things start to come in and organise us a bit more. And we have the lungs that will grow from the bottom, like up on top of this, and the limbs that will extend out. So there's almost like a ripple thing, like from the first primitive streak, the quantum field, the energy, the nervous system, it comes down and then it ripples and it comes back up again. So this is what we see if we practice meditation and yoga. We're going to see, I'm just going to do a little sort of a little thing to just show that this field in my body. So we're starting with the quantum field. So, you know, there's lots of energetic things that can affect your quantum field and throw it out of balance. Electromagnetic energy, radiation, heavy metals, anything that you can imagine is going to affect, you know, nuclear energy, forces that are going to throw a energy field out of balance. So, and even psychology, and some people with small scoliosis, they really feel that the energy from their childhood has like pulled and created part of the curve. So you have the energy field and stuff affecting mainly from the top down, the brain. So we can sort of meditate and we can find and connect to this field and follow the line of our curve, our scoliosis. So mine pulls in like this, and then we go to the belly button and the notochord, and then we're going to find the growth back out. And when it grows back out, I can actually feel how it curves, how the curve forms. So it's going to come back out as my lungs expand with air and my limbs extend. So it is good, I mean, it's good to fix the hips down and do these. But yeah, there's just a really good way that you can connect. So the energy field, there's clearly something going on with my energy field, which I've been into meditation for quite a while, and I know that there are herbs and supplements that will clear out like electromagnetic fumes and radiation and heavy metals help me. So I know something is affecting the energy field right from the start. So it's going in, and then I'm going to find my belly button and I'm going to grow out. So I can literally feel that curve going down and that curve coming out. And there's like a force with this in the bowels. So my bowels are like forcing stuff out of my system, like shit out that it doesn't want, and that is pulling the curve. And then as I come up, this one is coming from my liver, and there's always tension on my liver, and the liver is clearly overworking all the time, as well as the bowels overworking to clear stuff out. So I feel like I'm constantly fighting against detoxing stuff out of myself all the time. And the more I detox out, the clearer my energy field feels, and the more I become aware of a centered midline, not one that collapses down and then grows out just as it can from that state. So I really find that I have to work on the chemistry in my quantum field, but also the stuff that I put into my system, and I'm trying to detox out. So I'm really focusing on the unconscious flow of fluid below and the way the organs are going to pull my spine. So not only am I doing my exercise where I'm fixing my shoulders, stretching, fixing my hips, focusing on the the way that I need to rotate my breath, I am also, and also obviously there's loads of exercises you can do with the neural tension, with the fascia, lots of different things. But I'm also really, really focusing on the yin energy in my gut tube here, and how because the gut tube is one side and the nervous system the other side, and then we have the primal streak and the midline. So we're trying to find our midline constantly, and we have to focus on both yin and yang equally. You know, we can't just be focusing on yang all the time and trying to control it consciously with our nervous system and our breath. You know, a lot of our breath is unconscious, and all of our organs and the flow is unconscious. So I just think that more focus in therapy really needs to go on the side of the yin as well as the yang. So yeah, it's just a quick talk about that really, and how meditation can help. So tuning into electromagnetic field, but also really focusing on what you're eating and your supplements and your diet and detoxing, and avoiding stuff that's going to overload your organ system and make throw everything into a heavier state, which is not going to be uplifting as much for your spine. All right, thank you, peace out.